Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Start to Finish, where you join me on a journey to create a track from start to finish. Where are we? Well, today we're starting off, this is series 2, working on a RAWTRAP track. I've given it the working title name of Demons. Yes. So here we are. Today we're going to be sampling a couple things. As you can see, I've got a couple of tools around me right now. We're going to be sampling to create various instruments and various just random sounds to probably, hopefully utilize in the mix. Just let's get into the tools we have here. We've got some rice crackers. This thing, I don't know what we're going to do with this, beat somebody's ass with it, but nice glass bowl. You gotta have your pans. And this thing right here. Wow, nice. Let's start off. Let's just see if we can get some noises here. We're gonna switch over to the microphone on the camera now. So now you guys hear me from the other mic. So now let's start sampling. Ooh, there we go. That's nice right there. We're going to use this bowl here, and we're going to get a nice little pang. There it is. So I'm done recording what I wanted to record on here. Didn't get a chance to get super creative, but just see if we can utilize something just off of kitchen utensils here. So now we're going to head back into the workstation here. We're going to get these files loaded in to the project file in Ableton. Here we go. I'm going to jump on the count of 3. We're going to be back in the workstation. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! We are back. We are back. Computer's ready. Here we go. We're about to load in the samples and see if we can't, put something together here. We're just going to see what we have first. So let's jump right into it. Here we are. This is what we had last time. Nice intro. Get you right into it. Nice percussion. Hard brass comes in. Yes. And then it dies. Yes. And then now you'll see that that there are some vocals here. Right after we did the last episode, I had some vocals in my head, and the part for the hook really stuck out to me, and I went and recorded it, and I think I got a good take on it. So that's there, but we're not going to listen to it yet. That's where we left off last time. Now I've got this this folder already created in here, and we're just gonna go down here, just somewhere out of the way, and kitchen samples. So here we are on the kitchen samples, and then let's just unwarp it so it just comes in. Now let's see what we got here. We're gonna get back to sampling now, and let's see. We got that's a cool noise. So what we're going to be doing is we're literally just going to be taking the little bits and pieces of things that we like, and then just cutting them down into one shots, basically. Okay, so we've got what we've got right there. We've got these, that, this, that, and that. So let's see if we can't come up with something and kind of get these going where they need to go. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up into the drums, because we've decided, that we're going to use this as a sort of percussion. So now we've got this moved up. It's what they sound like here. And there's some processing on this group channel, so they sound a little more beefier. So let's do this for sure. So we're going to be using these 3 for sure. So now let's move back to the intro. Duplicate this. And now let's see if we can put this in here and kind of get this snare kind of more prominent. Now we're just going to give this a little bit of room. Give it some space to move. And we're gonna make sure this is EQ'd right. So I don't want to use it here, but I want to use it here. So use it like that. So it comes in right there. He said, dun, 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 then the big pot comes in. So it's like, nice. And then it comes again. Just nice little kind of just characteristics within the track that you may or may not notice, you know. Now we gotta record these vocals. I've already got the hook. The hook is there, but I wanted to be sure that we did a recording session in this episode for sure, just so you can see the process that I go through personally when I'm doing my vocals on records here. So we're gonna do the first half of this right here on the episode right here. So the vocals go, heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark, I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. These fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts. And then the hook comes in. It's like, I'm not a killer, not a sinner. Diamonds on my neck with some liquor. Bad bitch to my left, that's a winner. I'm only getting sicker. Can't recognize the man in the mirror. All I know is that my death is getting nearer. But then, you know, I threw some auto-tune over and did a couple other shit. But let's go ahead and get this recorded in now. I've already got this Universal Audio Thunderbolt. Cool. So that's loaded in. I've got it over here. 48 Phantom Power is on. Let's open this up. Get the hook off, make sure that this is out here. So let's get to recording this in. I'm gonna make sure I turn off this OTT first. Here we go. Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts. So there's a little more oomph to it. Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts. So now we're gonna go ahead and record in the doubles. Here we go. Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts. So now check it. Heaven's falling, and then we just gotta kind of line it up. Heaven's falling. Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts. Nice. So then, now we're gonna work these. So maybe we could do some whispers. Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky. So let me see here. Dark, I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky. All right, so I'm done here with this. I'm done with that. Cool beans. So now we're gonna go in and start cleaning up the vocal here. And all that's basically going to consist of is in the pre here, before we even consolidate any of this or any of that. Heaven's falling. Heaven's Heaven's falling. Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up. So now I'm just cleaning this up because I don't want any of this background noise, and my computer fan is like going crazy in the background, and it's kind of sort of picking it up. So we're just doing some micro editing of the vocal here on the start and end points, fading things out, making sure that anything that's not, if there's nothing being said, there should be nothing, no waveform. I gotta pray up at the altar. Fresh start. And then I'm taking it off here. Fresh start. Fresh start. From the sky, watching the demons tear apart. You see, you can hear that? We're taking that out. This right here. See, you want to take that out. That's got to be out of there. You want as clean a vocal as possible. From the sky, watching the demons tear apart. Nice. And then as I see other stuff, just because I know I've done this so many times, I kind of know, but just kind of watch and you'll see, get an idea of kind of exactly what I'm doing here. Just micro editing every little bit of the transient here and making sure everything ends very smoothly with nice roll off, and also, you know, starts very smoothly, and I don't want any strong B's or P's.
Port, demons terraport.
That's not too bad.
Port, terraport.
Let's fix it up a little bit.
It's terraport.
And then taking it out here.
Crap.
And that P is really, really tough. So what we do is do this. Take that and kind of fade into it.
I got a pray up at.
You see that? And then just find the sweet spot for it.
Got a pray up at.
See that? Now it's a lot better.
Got to pray up at the altar to be blessed. At the altar to.
So doing this now is going to save us a lot of time in the post processing of this thing, because we're taking out all the little hiccups now. So when it consolidates and freezes, it's going to be a very, very clean recording. Sometimes these P's are really they really help the flow of whatever you're saying here, but just kind of turn them down a little bit. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Now we're ready to consolidate. I believe that we are, ready to consolidate this, freeze and consolidate these things down. So let's go ahead, freeze and flatten. I don't know why I've been saying consolidate. Consolidate we're not quite yet. So let's go ahead and freeze these things. Freezing, dun dun, freezing. Now we're going to go ahead and just click again and flatten it. Now this is moving everything we've done to audio, but like a finalized audio. And you see you've got all the cuts that we've made. Now we've got to kind of double back and kind of clean it up again before we create our final consolidation of the vocal. So doing this, clean, Mr. Clean, dun. So now we're just taking out all the cuts first and foremost here before we consolidate this into one thing that we can kind of move around how we like to. So now that's done. Now what we're going to do is zoom in even more, and we're going to clean up even more. Well, we've already pre-faded these things last time before we even froze and flattened any of this. We faded everything manually and did all that, but we're going to do it again so nothing just abruptly cuts off, because it might be different now that you flattened it and it's like pure audio.
Be blessed, a fresh start.
There's a delay, a slight delay on my processing of the actual vocal when I'm doing it live, So there's like a delay and a little bit of reverb, but now cutting that out when you're doing all these fades, then you're not getting any of that excess noise, because the reverb and that delay picks up the room noise and ambience as well.
In your hearts.
You see it just cuts out. Now you see how everything is on beats now. So if I were to change the tempo of this, it would sound really weird. It would not be. It would sound really weird. So we're consolidating mainly so we can get this into one thing that I can move however I want, and it doesn't look like a big puzzle. And also so I can this will time stretch very naturally within Ableton Live. So now that we've done that, clean this as well. See that? We don't want any of that in there. So we're going to get as close to this thing as we can and then fade it.
Oh no!
See that? And then we're going to get the end of this to sound natural as well. Check it.
Oh no!
See that? Nice. So now what I'm going to do, because when it freezes and flattens, you don't have any effects on the channel. So we're just going to go ahead and redrop the effects. Ableton, if you're listening, please make it so where you can have a default flattened track. So it would save me just a couple of seconds of time, which is a lot, And now I'm going to go ahead and EQ right off the bat and take out, all of these frequencies that I don't want to be in here in the first place, even though the master channel of this whole thing is already EQ'd a certain way. So we're gonna.
Heaven's falling.
We haven't even turned the OTT back on, but that's another thing.
Heaven's falling. The light will fade to dark.
You see how it's very in your face now, and this doesn't sound any like you just recorded it, So now we're gonna go ahead and consolidate these first two halves up here for sure. This is Command J, and now it consolidates and it becomes one whole thing, and it automatically, and I have said, it turns it to complex right off the bat, which is great.
Hearts in your hearts. Oh no!
So I'm just gonna turn this to complex myself, and then on this one I'm gonna go ahead and consolidate this. Now we have a whole, there's the vocal right there, but we're not done yet. We're almost there. Now I know this is my main, and then I'm gonna go ahead and call this doubles, and then adds, and go ahead and make two add channels, because I know that this whisper is gonna need its own channel, so I'm not even going to try and play with that.
Dog, I gotta pray up.
And then I can go ahead and kind of get this how I want it to sound.
Dog, I gotta pray up at.
And then we're gonna go ahead and get this.
Dog, I gotta pray up.
And then I want to throw 2 analogs. It makes whispers sound great.
Dog, I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start.
I don't know. I'm just gonna play around here with the kind of pan method here and see what happens.
Dog, I gotta pray up at the altar
That's
to
cool.
be blessed a fresh start.
Nice. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that our doubles, anything supporting the main lead on a vocal, needs to be in mono. In my opinion, it's worked very well for me at least. I put it in mono, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this, right, and I'm gonna pan these really hard, about 39L, 39R. I'm gonna make sure that this is
Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark.
nice, and then this is how I want it to sound. And then I'm gonna do this, throw just a very, very light reverb on here just to wetten it up.
Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark.
Nice. And now these doubles are gonna stay dry, and we're gonna turn them down about 6 dB. Turn them down both 6 dB. Now we're gonna go ahead and solo them.
Falling, fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna gradually slide one.
Falling,
Now just look at that.
fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar. Fresh start.
Now check it out. Now it's just a matter of balancing.
Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear
See that?
apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts.
And it's in mono, so it doesn't matter how far we pan it. It's gonna show up. I might be totally wrong with that statement, but you know, it's worked for me, and when I've played things and referenced them in mono. So I don't know. Who knows? What do I know? And our last thing that we will do here on these vocals is go ahead and group it, and we're gonna go into verse 1 and go ahead and recolor it, and go ahead and throw its own utility over it. And then I'm gonna throw this on there, what I did to the hook, and we're about to listen to the hook now. It's gonna be really dope. The hook is nice. And then we're gonna throw our OTT back on over the whole thing, and then we're gonna make sure that there's nothing else on, and just turn it off because it'll give you some background noise that you don't want to hear. All right, so now we've got this.
Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts.
There it is, baby, and we got the vocal. Look at that. That's crazy. This is a good episode for us, man. It's a good episode for us right here. This is fun. Here's the hook.
I'm not a killer, not a sinner. Diamonds on my neck with some liquor. Bad bitch to my left, that's a winner.
So now let's kind of just let me save this first, so I don't lose all this shit we just did. And now check it out. Here we go.
Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts.
Yeah. Yo, that's nice. So we definitely got something here.
Crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts. I'm not a killer, not a sinner. Diamonds on my neck with some liquor. Bitch to my left, that's a winner. I'm only getting
Yo,
can't recognize
that's the man in the mirror. Ah! That was live. That was live. Yo, that was tight. Oh man, broke a little sweat. You know what I'm saying? Broke a little sweat. I broke a little sweat. If you don't break a sweat, are you really working? Are you really working? If you ain't breaking a sweat, I don't know. That got me hyped though. I'm hyped. Now we just got to get this build up going. Let's get this build up going. This is a long episode. How much more can we pull off here? Let me save this. Where am I at? I'm so lost in this project. Jeez. Now I'll need a crow because you know heaven's falling, shit is dying. Like you know what's around when death is around? Crows. You heard? Do a little echo. It's gonna be like ha, because that's how they always do it in the movies. Now I need this to kind of I want to give this some. That could be a good little vocal sample. Mr. K, do you have a tiger? Here it is.
I'm not a killer, not a sinner.
Man, this is getting me hype. This is getting me hype. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's getting me pretty hype. Now, what are we gonna do on this build up, man? I don't know. What can we kind of chop here? All right, well, for now, let's just do this, right? Let's just do this. The countdown. Let's grab a countdown.
5, 2,
and then it goes.
Heaven's falling.
Now it's gonna come in like this. Okay, there we go.
The light will fade to dark.
Fade to dark, and then we just hit it like this.
Light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar.
And then take this shit out right here.
Will fade to dark. Will fade to dark.
Because it's a good thing that I hit the K at the end of that shit. So it will end naturally.
Fade to dark. Fade to dark. Fade to dark. Fade to dark.
So just get that little K in there. Little K. That sounds like a rapper.
The dark. Fade to dark.
And then kind of just fade it yourself.
Fade to dark. Fade to dark.
Make another channel for this right here. And take this off, but increase the reverb. Like so.
Dark. Fade to dark. Dark. Fade to dark.
Nice, and then kind of just turn it up. And now what I'm going to do to make sure that this has some space here in the mix, first of all, I need to turn it up. I need to just give a build-up modulation, or just a build-up setting on the utility.
The light will fade to dark. Fade to dark.
Now right here, what we're going to do, I think, let me play around with it here. Let me turn this off. So we could auto filter that way, or no, that's too much. It's not natural. So now let's just do it like this. 2, 3, 4.
The light will fade to dark.
See, now it's fading. It's fading.
The light will fade to dark.
And then what if I give it some?
The light.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The light will fade.
I'm trying to get some resonance going.
The light will fade to dark.
Nice. That's cool. So now let's do the same thing on our effects.
The light will fade to dark.
Because it's fading. Everything is fading. The light is fading to dark. So that's dope. Now let's hear it here.
The light will fade to dark.
That's interesting. And then what I want to do is I'm going to modulate this down. That's what I have all these utilities on here for, because I know I might do this. I might do this in the future on the record. So what we're going to do is modulate the utility.
The light will fade to dark.
I just need something that's going to kind of stay with me. Let me see here. More sirens. What sirens do I have? What's another one? This one's good.
The light will fade to dark.
Okay, and then kind of get this to rise with it. Maybe that'll work, and give it some.
The light. The light will fade.
That's cool. That worked. And then fade it.
The light will fade to. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark.
That's very interesting. Now we need that snare.
Light will.
Wait, did it turn off? Here we go. Let's get some snare going. Some snare game.
Light will fade. Light will fade to dark.
Just like that. Now layer a snare.
Light will fade to dark. Light will fade to dark. Light will fade to. Light will fade to. Light will fade.
And then kind of.
Light will fade to dark.
And then kind of. Oops. What am I doing? Get this here.
Light will fade to dark.
Like that. When that all fades out, to kind of take your mind directly, immediately away from all that weird filter stuff that we just did, let's throw in like a glass break. And let's just see how that sounds. So let's get a glass break. I like this one sometimes.
Light will fade.
Oops. Right here.
The light will fade to dark.
That's interesting.
Light will fade to dark.
So what if we do this, right? Because that's too softy.
The light will fade.
That's cool. And then kind of give it this one, a stronger one.
The light will fade to dark. Light will fade to dark.
And that's cool.
The light will fade to dark.
And then what I want to do is grab, I'm going to go to the lit box here, and we're going to grab a gun cock here.
Light will fade to dark. Light will fade to dark.
And then it's going to just cock extra hard. That's such a pause. Wow. That's a super pause. So here we go. Like this, come overdrive, bring her down.
The light will fade to dark.
And then I need to give it, just put some swagger into this gun here. Like, what are you doing?
Dark.
And then unwarp it.
Dark.
There we go.
Light will fade to dark.
What was it doing? Cool. So that's there. And then what else can we put in here? Let's do this. Let's put a little drumstick fill so it goes like this.
Light will fade to dark.
That's it right there.
Light will fade to dark.
And then kind of just get it in key. Now it's in key.
Light will fade to dark.
There it is right there.
Light will fade to dark. Light will fade to dark.
That's cool. And then it's gonna hit. Now what can I do on this vocal? Light will fade to dark. Like I want it like dark. And then like what if we how dark can we make this? Let me see here.
The light will fade to dark. 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 The light will fade to dark.
I'm just playing around here. I don't know.
The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark.
That's interesting.
The light will fade to dark.
That's interesting.
The light will fade to dark. The light will
And then what if you like just switch it right there?
fade to dark. Fade to dark. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade. The light will fade to dark.
And then like I really need to turn it up again here then for sure.
The light will fade. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark.
And then this just needs to be.
The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark.
And then like
Light will fade to dark. Light will fade. Light will fade to dark. Light will fade.
how's it sound?
The light will. The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark. 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 Light will fade to dark.
And then do it like this.
Light will fade to dark.
That's nice. And then kind of give it a like an ear.
The light will fade to dark.
That's cool. 1, 2, 3. That's cool.
The light will fade to dark. The light will.
And then
The light will fade to dark. The light will fade to dark.
that's cool. Now I need something in here that like a thump, like somebody shoot me or something. Where's a gun? I need a gun. I need a gun. Come on, come on. Gun.
The light will fade to dark.
That's interesting.
The light will fade to dark.
Tough. That's way too tough. That M4A1. There we go.
The light will fade to dark. The light will fade.
That's better. That's more controlled. That's way more controlled.
Light will fade to dark. Light will fade.
That's cool. No.
Light will fade. Light will fade. The light will fade to dark.
And then we're just gonna stick the kick in.
Light will.
Where's the kick?
Light will.
What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Turn that. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get this out of here.
Light will fade.
There it is.
The light will fade to.
There it is.
The light will fade to dark.
Cool. So that's what we have. And that's what we did. We'll get to the drop in the next episode and keep moving forward. If you like these videos, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below for your ideas, your thoughts. We're doing this together. Make sure if you have a friend that'd be interested in this, make sure you tell them to follow, subscribe, youtube.com/LitLowersTV. It's been another episode of Start to Finish, where you join me on a journey to create a track from start to finish.
Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark. I gotta pray up at the altar to be blessed, a fresh start. Fire falling from the sky, watching the demons tear apart. All you crazy motherfuckers filled with evil in your hearts.
I'm not a killer, not a sinner. Diamonds on my neck with some liquor. Bad bitch to my left, that's a winner. I'm only getting sicker. Can't recognize the man in the mirror. All I know is that my death is getting nearer.
Heaven's falling, the light will fade to dark.
Fresh
Fire falling.